Preserving history isn't always about preserving history that happened. Sometimes it's about preserving history that didn't happen. Today's episode, I talk with Erica Schultz about her writing, representation in comics, and a surprising lack of females in the history of comic books.
My name is Erica Schultz. I am the writer and co-creator of M3. It is a crime thriller based on, it's about an assassin and the FBI agent tracking her down.
Okay.
So I wrote that with the amazing artist Vicente Alcazar. I also have a great book that we only have one left of. It is called The Unauthorized Biography of Winston Churchill, a documentary. And that was done by the fabulous artist Claire Connolly. And it's about Winston Churchill finding a time machine in 1942 London.
So it's completely accurate to history.
100% historically accurate. And the other book that I have is, it's based on the television series Revenge on ABC.
How do you feel about the current state of diversity and representation in comics?
It can use some work. I would like to see a lot more female-led superheroes and also different ethnicity. You know what I mean? I feel like they're trying, but we're not there yet. We're definitely not there yet.
Well, it's hard because we've made some strides, but not enough. I think a lot of things need to change, or a lot of things need to come out into the public eye first.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a lot more diversity too. I think even in terms of writers and creators, for a long time it was such a male-dominated culture in the world of comic creation. So now we're seeing a lot of women writers. We're seeing a lot more emphasis on different cultures being presented in the writing itself. So I'm encouraged. I can't wait to see where we are a decade from now.
What's it like working through a system that is where you are not the majority?
There are a lot of people in the industry, just people who are passive in the industry, pros in the industry, as well as fans that want to keep the status quo, which is basically a white male perspective, and I think that's wrong. I think that only having one perspective is wrong. I think you need people of color, you need people of different nationalities, you need more trans people, you need more LGBT books, you need more books from different perspectives. That's not saying that a white male can't do a good job with a black female. But what it's saying is there's a particular perspective that somebody is going to bring to the table simply based on life experience.
Right.
And if you've never experienced what it's like to be a black female, then there's going to be something lacking.
Yeah. While they have largely been forgotten, female artists have worked in comics in the past. One example is Fiction House. This publisher hired numerous female cartoonists, many of whom wrote for comics featuring female protagonists in roles such as jungle adventurers, pilots, and detectives. While this might not seem amazing today, at the time it was revolutionary, both for the comics and the comic book characters. Has there been anybody that inspired you from the past of comics or entertainment that made you stop and say, this is what I want to do?
I grew up reading white males, and because that's pretty much what the industry had for a very long time. There was no Rosie the Riveter for me, really. I just really love telling stories.
Okay.
And it's a medium that I really love, so I wanted to do it. I did meet Kelly Sue DeConnick about a year ago, I think, at New York Comic.con.
Okay.
And I gave her a copy of M3, and she was immensely just inspiring simply because she's doing it. So she was just like, you're doing it, just keep doing it. She validated me.
Wonder Woman is one of the most recognizable female superheroes, and rightfully so. Her first appearance was in 1941, and she's been going strong pretty much ever since. But a lot of people forget that there were some great female superheroes even before Wonder Woman. If you get a chance, look up the Phantom Lady, Phantoma, the Red Tornado, Madame Fatal, and the Woman in Red, who's thought of to be the first female superhero.
Now, obviously, there's been a lot of missteps in the past, but do you think any of the female characters were some of the good groundwork for what we're having today?
I really enjoyed Claremont's work on X-Men. I really enjoyed what he did with Jean Grey, and I like how he brought her out of this like, oh, Scott, I'm just going to sit in the corner and I don't know what to do, kind of thing, and brought her to become a very true and active member of the team. There has been missteps. There will always be missteps. There have been plenty of female characters that have come up that have been really well written. So it's not just women in comics, it's people of color in comics too, and women of color in comics. We're here, we're just not in the forefront yet. So it's little by little, more people have to recognize. But come to Artist Alley and talk to people that you might not know.
Exactly.
That might have a book that you've never seen or never heard of, and see what they're all about. It'll really just open your mind to different creators out there.
Representation in comics and its history is not a topic that can be contained to just one episode. Next time on History at Risk, I talk with Sean Martinbrough about this topic and his involvement in the Milestones exhibit at Geppi's Entertainment Museum. See you then.